Alright, hey guys. Just got a new spot for the wife this afternoon. We want to get some minerals in the ground, being spring, being early in the year. It's going to promote antler growth. It's also going to help with lactating does as far as her health and the health of the little ones. You want to keep your deer herd as healthy as possible. They're trying to recoup from the cold winter. All their minerals are depleted from just the cold. So it's a great idea right before turkey season to go ahead and get your minerals started. Hang a camera, and that'll give you a good idea going into the year as it progresses what made it through the season and what you have next year to look forward to. The products we're going to use today, I did the super cheap way of going to do this. You can use any mineral that you like, any kind really will work. All this stuff was purchased at the local Walmart. It's really affordable. It's something that anybody can do. You know, the rake, you can take just your average yard rake. You don't really need any kind of equipment to get it started. So what we're going to do is we're going to rake all this out. This is for the wife's spot that she just scouted. So we're going to rake all this stuff out of the way, all the debris, the smaller limbs. We're going to leave these logs in here. We're going to use the liquid attractant part of it to pour into the logs. It'll last a lot longer. The smell, they'll find it really easy. It just helps to kind of keep everything in one spot. Now that we've got all the leaves and debris out of the way, luckily for us, this log's been here for quite a while. So you get a lot of this brown dirt, which is really good stuff. It's mostly rotten logs and debris. It will actually hold this mineral quite a bit longer. We have our soil here is mostly clay. We're in the river valley in Ohio. I mean, we're surrounded by waterways, so a lot of it's real clay and sand based. So a lot of this stuff, if you can get it in the ground before rain, a couple days, 2 or 3 days, it'll soak in enough to last for a while. It's a lot of the reason why we use the log. It'll kind of keep it a lot longer than just the dirt. What I like to do is take, especially if you find this rich soil like this, and kind of spread it around throughout, because it will act like a wick and it'll hold it a lot longer. So what you want to do is just kind of loosen everything up once you got it cleaned off. And about a 4-foot circle is good enough. You don't really want to spread it out so thin that it's not very concentrated anymore. So I like to just go maybe a 4-foot area, and that kind of gives you a focal point for the deer. Now what we're using today is just a Himalayan salt rock. Trophy Rock makes these. You can buy the cheaper ones. They're all essentially the same thing. The Trophy Rock does have a little more mineral in it than most. This is an $8 mineral rock from Walmart. It's super affordable, and if you wanted to do a couple, you could break it in half. We really want to jumpstart these spots, so we're using the whole thing. You want to partially bury it, and this is the part where you get your hands dirty. So you want to partially bury it, not really under the log or piece of debris, but you want to kind of hide it out, because they will dig it up and they will kick it around, and you'll probably have to put this back in here probably 10 times throughout the course of the summer and the hunting season. So they'll have it out here on the ground and everything else. So take all of this debris that you have, this dark soil, and you can put right on top of it. Surround it. You're almost planting it. You don't want to bury it, because they do need to be able to find it. But you want to bury it enough to where if it does rain, it runs down underneath the rock and not off to the side. Luckily for us, we've had snow and rain, and the ground's pretty soft. When it's a little dry outside, it can be a little tougher to do this. You might want to bring a small spade, it helps. And then just about any and all liquid mineral that you buy is predominantly salt. Most of them have molasses in them as well. That's the only reason we're using it to kickstart this, is the molasses has a smell, and they will find it, and they will find it pretty fast. That's just to get the deer here to let them find the rock. Once they find the mineral, even after the molasses smell is gone, they'll keep continuing to use it. It's just kind of kickstart to help them find it. And with this stuff too, it really doesn't matter what brand you use. I mean, any of it will work. You're just using it to attract them, so. Now this brand actually has corn and bran in it, so it's pretty thick, and it will soak in. It'll last quite a long time. I like to use this in the spring because of all the rain that we're going to get. It's going to get wet, and it's going to stay that way for a week or two at a time. So this stuff here seems to soak in a lot better and stay a lot longer. You just want to take some of your dirt, throw over top of everything. The more mineral to dirt contact you can get, the longer it's going to last and the better it's going to work. Obviously they're coming in for the smell and the mineral itself, but if it's soaked into the soil, it'll last a lot longer. You won't have to be into your area 2 or 3 times a month. And yes, this job is messy. It's well worth it in October though. Really guys, that's it. I mean, that's the quick and easy way to do a cheap mineral site. It'll probably take these deer, it's a high traffic area where we are now. It'll probably take them between 2 and 3 days to find it. But once they do find it, they will use it the rest of the year all the way through.